So I'm out here on the land near Saskatoon Creek, which is between Rolla and Dawson Creek in northeastern BC on Treaty 8 territory. Just out recording some audio for an essay that I'm working on for a project called Earthwork. This essay is called The Shape of a Window. Enjoy. Settlers arrived to unpack straight lines and corners on the boreal plains. Soon they raised a wood-framed church pierced by iconic windows. Tall and narrow, capped by a pointed arch, the windows are called a lancet after the shape of a blade. The window's design evolved in the development of the ribbed vault, a key component of Gothic architecture, allowing for thinner, higher walls and greater open spaces within the cathedral. The lancet reflects the great ambition of making singular the heavenly skies and lowly earth to invite empathy with the divine. I unpacked an odd assortment of ideas and implements at a nearby creek. A pickaxe spit fragments of clay as I engineered a set of lancet windows into a cut bank. In the first window, I placed 3 representations of a bear, a heraldic beast copied from the coat of arms of Bern, Switzerland. Made of clay, the first bear was dried by the sun. The second was fired to a desiccating temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius. The third was fired to a crystallizing temperature of 1200 degrees Celsius. In the second window, I placed a copy of The Tagger, a poem by revolutionary poet William Blake, who placed great emphasis on the spiritual value of the imagination. A goddess figure from ancient Ukraine resided between the 2 lancet windows and the objects they contained. This unresolved triptych of my cultural history was surrendered to the land and its circumstance. Saskatoon Creek digs itself deep. It runs west to east through a grid of farms, well sites, and pipelines, imprinting a land still considering the last glaciation. The valley is inhabited by a succession of flora governed by their cooperation and requirements. North slopes are crested with crocus, prairie smoke, and needlegrass. Gullies burst with wolf willow and trembling aspen to spill onto a floodplain of balsam poplar and willow. South slopes are quilted with stands of white spruce and aspen, threaded by high bush cranberry and prairie rose, underlain by bunchberry, wintergreen, and twin flower. The floor's floor is the connected tissue of roots and mycelium, capping a foundation of clay, gravel, and sandstone. This is the architecture of an embrace that stretches from the top of the sky to the bottom of the earth, within which dwells the world's empathy. It was a year before the goddess was again carved in wet clay. At first, my impatience rendered the figure static and ill-considered. It was late summer before subtle behaviors made themselves tangible. Tinctures mixed by the oxidation of iron and the flush of new mosses added color and expression, while evaporation created contrast between damp and dry. This collaboration of actions had the architecture of a performance, a dance defiant of gravity, a song beyond breath, sculptures that gesture, and words that transcend their form. The sun tosses long shadows to the ground. Tilted light slows and softens, illuminating red berries on bare limbs. They are sweetened by the frost, but my tongue still retreats from their sharpness. One shadow turns to watch. The bear is somnolent, his nose rising to touch each strand of the unraveled summer. He is content to allow my trespass as he moves across the back slope of the cut bank, each footfall summoning a winter's den. Already the sky is falling.